Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another video. So you can tell by the title there, this is a VR to Garden Goddess Tarot and Rose Honey Rituals. I guess those two started it, and it is only 10 mass market decks. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna totally cheat. I'm gonna do first 10 mass market tarot decks and then oracles, because I never would have been able to it was hard enough to choose just 10 tarot decks. So I'm gonna go ahead and show them, and the reason I chose these, I mean, this is today. Tomorrow I could choose 10 totally different ones. Well, some would stay the same, but this is just, you know, these are all decks that I use. Every one of these decks that I'm going to show today I use, except one because I just got it today, but I can tell that it's going to be very used. So I'm going to start out with the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot. This one is by Radley Valentine. And I don't know why, I just love this deck. I just love it. It's gentle. Clients enjoy it. Not saying I don't like a non-gentle deck, because I do. I love, you know, variety. But this is just one of my favorites. I just really love this deck. And the colors are just gorgeous. They've got some keywords down at the bottom. And it's one of my favorite decks. It has stayed one of my favorites for quite some time, since I've had it. So as you can see, very pretty. And again, pretty gentle. Colorful. I love the colors. And it just reads really, really well. That one there, and these are in no particular order. I'm just grabbing them from my tarot bins over here. This next one you don't see or hear much about. I love this deck to pieces. This is the Influence of the Angels Tarot. We've got a glare there. My top light is glaring. I don't know if there's much I can do about it. But I don't know why. I love the queens in this deck. I have often used this deck for past life readings. It's great for that, but it just reads really, really well. And I've had it for a long time, and this deck just does not wear. And I shuffle the shit out of my cards, so but yeah, I really love this deck, and you don't see it much. You don't see much of it. But it lives over in my little caboodle there, where I just have to reach for whichever deck I'm reaching for, my go-to deck. So it is one of my go-tos. And again, you don't see a whole lot about or on it. Just was looking for that star card. I always keep my decks with the star on the top and the sun on the bottom. That's just how I store them. I don't know what it is. I've always done it. Gonna pause for a sec. Okay, I found it. So that was the Influence of the Angels Tarot. Next, this one's fairly new to me, but I have fallen so in love with it. This is the Tarot of the Abyss. It's a black and white deck. And again, this deck is another one that just when you roll those cards out, it tells you what it needs to tell you. And there are two 10 of Swords, I believe. Or I know there's 2 3 of Swords. So you actually get choices with this deck. But I don't use it a lot for like on here on YouTube and stuff, or for clients, only because it's black and white. And I'm just not sure if that's, that's not everybody's thing. But if I could, I would, because this deck, like I said, reads so wonderfully. There's 1 of 2 of the 3 of Swords. I call this the healing 3 of Swords. I don't know why I keep losing. Oh, okay. What in the world did I do? Okay. So, okay, there's my star. I was going to search for the other 3 of Swords. I'm going to see if I can find it really quick, because it is interesting how they've done that. And this hanged one, look at this. And then if you turn it around, talk about looking at things in a whole new way, right? A whole new perspective. It's a really, really awesome deck. I probably won't be able to find it. Look at that tower. Kick-ass deck right here. And man, like I said, it reads. Oof, it don't hold back. 8 of Cups. And I love the black and white. There's the other 3 of Swords. So you actually get a choice. And I've chosen to leave them both in there. I can't remember if you get a choice if the 10 of Swords or not. But, yeah. Awesome, awesome, awesome deck there. Okay, and next. Goodness. Golden Art Nouveau. There's the backs. This is another one that's just it reads so beautifully. And it's really pretty. It's just a gorgeous deck. Gorgeous. I think this is not that I think, I know. This is my second copy of this deck. And again, like I said, this is another one that when you lay these cards out, they tell their story. I wasn't at first too fond of the foiling. And I still would love to see this deck made without that foiling, but it's okay, I deal with it. Star, Sun, like I said, that's how I have to put them away, rest them. Okay, so that was Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, I do believe. Okay, next, this one is no surprise to anyone, the Light Sears Tarot. This is like my all-time favorite deck. I just could never go without this one. It's a favorite, I think, to many. It's a deck that I never get sick and tired of. It just, this deck has everything a tarot deck needs. You can use it for any type of reading. It's that deck that you can just say, oh shit, I need a quick read, and you can grab it and it's going to tell you what you need to know. Not to mention how absolutely gorgeous it is. Gorgeous. I've had it ever since it first came out, and always been a favorite, always will be. Okay, next one. This deck here is another one I absolutely adore. This is Taramuka. I don't love the backs of this deck, but I love everything else about this deck. It's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. This is another one that, for me anyways, I can just reach for in a split second, and it's gonna give me what I need. Great for clients, great for myself, family, friends. And it's just so beautiful. The imagery is just so gorgeous. A lot of people have a problem with the Judgment card in this deck. I don't see what the problem is. That's the Death card. But, yeah, a lot of people don't like this deck because of the Judgment card. I'm going to see if I can find it. Let me pause. Okay, here we are. So many people don't like this Judgment card or the deck, all because of this one card, because of that angel. I mean, it's the Judgment card. This is a wake-up call. This is like, whoa, you know, it's perfect. So that was Taramuka, one of my absolute favorites, ride or dies. This next one is like in my top 3 favorite decks. If I had to, if I could only have 3 decks, this would have to be one of them. This is the Radiant Wise Tarot, and I love it. I was never, ever, when I first started tarot, never fond of Rider-Waite. Didn't start on a Rider-Waite. I actually started on the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck by John Holland. That's the deck I learned from. And then later on, I moved into grabbing a couple decks of the RWS, and I hated them. I couldn't stand them. But for some reason, this one, I love it. And I have 2 copies because I used the other copy for if I want to take a card out and like give it to somebody for a reason, or for spell work, because I will include tarot cards in my spells sometimes. So that is and I love the backs. A lot of people don't like the backs. I absolutely adore them. That was the Radiant Wise Spirit, my dream. Did I say Spirit? Radiant Wise Spirit? Yes, that's the name of it. My dream deck is the Dirty Pam. It's like that one that we just saw, but it has borders on it, and you can only get it through it's a subscription, but it's not in the US. Okay, next deck. All right, next deck is the Luellen Tarot. And again, beautiful. And the reason I'm showing the decks that I'm showing is because they're the ones I use the most. And I totally goofed. Because now I'm going to end up having 11. How many did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. But this one's a gorgeous one. I haven't used this one in a little bit though. I have hundreds of decks, so hundreds, but only handfuls that I actually use. A lot of them I have put up on my website for sale. Some decks I will purchase and go through them and I'll never touch them again. Like the Tarot of Oneness. I don't like it at all. I haven't used it. The new tarot deck by Jamie Sawyer. I haven't touched it. There's many that I haven't. So that was the Luellen Tarot. Next, the Everyday Enchantment Tarot. Never could I leave this out, by Poppy Pollen. This one I don't have the star and the sunset. But this deck is gorgeous. This is my second copy because I went ahead and I modified my first copy. I took these borders off, but I left this one and I didn't like it. Even though the imagery popped after doing so, I didn't like it because the cards were uneven and I can't stand that. There's the star. I must have put this away in a rush. But this is a deck here that will remain forever as long as I'm around in my collection. And it sits right here on my reading table. It's gorgeous. It's so intuitive. It's so easy to read. I'm thinking that eventually, there's the sun, I'm thinking that eventually it will be out of print because Poppy's no longer with us. So I don't know how long it'll remain. So if you don't have a copy, I highly suggest grabbing one because it's, oh my goodness, it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous deck. It's a larger deck too. It's a big one. Doesn't bother me a bit. Okay, and that was number 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and number 10. Okay, I just got this today, So I haven't used this in a reading yet, but I can tell that it'll be a deck that I'll probably use a lot. And this is the Pastoral Tarot. As you can see, I've already got the star and the sun card. So, yeah, I just received this one today, but I can tell it's one that I will probably use a lot. There's just a few cards in here that I feel nothing off, and that's really odd for me. So I'm going to get to know this deck a little bit more. Usually I don't need to get to know a deck. Usually we'll click or we won't click, and that's the end of it. But for some reason this one, there's that few cards that I just get nothing off. So, and this is one of them. But nonetheless, it's gorgeous. Look at that Hermit card. Five months almost I waited for this deck. 5 frickin' long months. So hopefully I get some use out of it. And there's the sun. Alright everyone, that was my VR of only 10 mass market decks, and I will be back with 10 mass market oracle decks. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.